Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to show my Atlas passive tree for farming the default cathedrals in the Alch and Go style, self-sustaining the maps with a ping pong system while farming for the apothecary card, or even more importantly the nameless seer to scry a map onto another map. So this is basically new in this kind of like league, right? When you find a nameless seer, you can purchase items and you can scry a map. Scrying a map means you take the divination cards from one map and move it to another map and basically swap out the divination cards, right? And my kind of like couple of steps of success would be I want to make a simulacrum project, because simulacrum has now less waves and I want to see how good is it, right? But for simulacrum farming I need a headhunter, right? So my current plan of farming currency is basically, when we go backwards, the first thing is like I want to go farm simulacrums. So I want to farm these simulacrums myself instead of buying those. So I want to do a daily mirror farm, and I decided to go on the Strand map. So now we're basically, I'm one step further. I'm already done with farming the default cathedrals for the nameless seer to scry it onto the Strand map. But I would basically farm now Strand map and get my standard like daily mirror farm and farm all these simulacrums myself. On top, now I have the chance of even getting an apothecary card drop once I'm lucky. But to begin all of that, I needed to farm the default cathedral, but I didn't want to spend any currency. So the way that I did that is basically making a very easy map sustain kind of tree. So what we're doing here is we have basically blocked out every league mechanic, because I don't care. I don't think it's worth running league mechanics if you don't have spec into it. Then we have the 3 nodes of shaping the mountains, and then we have shaping the world and shaping the skies for maps to drop 1 tier higher, at least a chance, same as the small nodes over here. Then next step, we have shrines. We have all the shrine nodes. We have all the strongbox nodes, we have the Eater of Worlds, and we also have Nico. And the thing with Nico is it gives you the intoxication. I think it was this one over here. When you interact with like every time you click on this soul fight thingy, you get a buff for 60 seconds where you get increased damage, increased movement speed, and maximum resistance. So this is always nice to have, and we have a 100% chance for Nico to spawn based on like all these like small little nodes. We also have, which is pretty nice, these Tormented Spirits that can proc strong boxes, which are affected by your strongbox nodes on the Atlas passive tree itself, right? So that is like very nice. Then we have the singular focus, so maps you have found have 200% more chance to be your favorite maps, and all the other maps which are not favorite are basically turned into currency. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna favorite 11 times default cathedral, or as much as you have, but 1 time it has to be one of the connected maps. What is a connected map? Basically, if it's connected with a line. So the race course would be a connected map to the default cathedral, same as the plateau map, same as the fields map, the colonnade map, and the bramble valley. So pick any of those. I decided to do fields. So one of my favorite maps is going to be fields, and the rest is going to be default cathedral. This basically means that I'm having a lot more chance of dropping my favorite map, and that also means that I'm dropping basically fields and default cathedrals based on the connected map, because of a lot of like these small little nodes over here, which are basically 2% chance for 1 monster in each of your maps to drop an additional connected map. And this is why we are playing ping pong basically, right? We farm our default cathedrals, and at some point we're probably not going to sustain them anymore, but therefore we're going to generate a shit ton of fields map, and then we're gonna go fields map and get a shit ton of like default cathedrals back, so I don't have to invest anything. I do Alch and Go and basically just self-sustain all my maps. I did this today for like 2 hours or so, and I luckily got the nameless here, but this is how it would look like basically, right? So if I put in default cathedrals, I have like, I don't know, 15 to 20 maps, but if I go fields, you see I'm having a lot more fields map, just because of this one extra monster on the small nodes that will drop a connected map. And since I don't have any other connected maps other than the fields map, it can only drop these 2 maps with a higher chance based on the singular focus. So I would say we're gonna run a map showcase, and then you basically, yeah, as I said, farm the fields map and get all these back. So I have here my map sustain tree. I'm running this completely blank Alch and Go style, and we're gonna see if we're gonna get some maps or a potential apothecary drop, which in my case doesn't work anymore because I already scried the map. But you know, it is what it is. But this like scrying a map is just such a nice feature that you can just, because in one hand you're kind of like forced or you kind of want to farm something like the Crimson Temple, which doesn't exist in this league, or the Default Cathedral, because of the Apothecary card being like very, very expensive, right? But if you now can just scry your map and just get all the Default Cathedral drops into another map of your liking, this is like 10 times better in my opinion. So now I can farm whatever I want. I just have to refarm the Seer over and over again if I would potentially switch my map strat, basically, right? So, another thing, update on EK Ignite. I'm still not having any cluster jewels, but the build is so much fun. It is just, man, it's just running around, just press one button and everything explodes. It's just so comfy and so fast, and I'm running these maps in such a nice speed, especially once I get a shrine or the Nico buffs, and whatever. It's just very, very nice. I did find Ralakesh boots today, and I sold them for 18 divines, and instead of buying cluster jewels, I actually bought an Explodey flask, and which helped my clearing quite a bit, basically. And I did another thing, which I don't know if it's worth, is getting the Serlay's Masterwork, which can be enchanted with 3 enchants from any source of one-hand weapon, and I got the Ignite Inflict spread to nearby enemies, which is the kind of like Ignite proliferation of Barracks Respite or the Aberrate's Hoofs without using either, right? Because, you know, Ignites have two kind of proliferations. In one hand, it is the normal one, the circles on the ground that you see, that's the normal Ignite proliferation, and the one from the Barracks Respite is basically another one, which basically converts, or at least transfers the Ignite to other enemies, helping the clear quite drastically. And honestly, it's so much fun, and I know that it's going to be a lot stronger once I'm basically done, or at least getting more invested into my defensive layers, into my offensive layers, because at the moment I think I run like maybe like 7 mil DPS, but just for this casual like T16 mapping and the daily mirrors and so on, it is just so good. The more monsters on the map, the better it is, obviously, just because of the Ignite proliferation, making like insane chain reactions, insane explosions. The League mechanic can be played within like 2 or 3 seconds if it's this or one, you know, where you just like have your projectiles chain from one source to the other, and you know, it's just very, very great, and I really, really enjoyed this kind of like yeah, playstyle, more or less. Way better than any slammers or any melee build this league. It's just once you play Ignite, it's hard to go back. That's like kind of the problem. Because with all these explosions and this clear is just so insane, and I don't even need to hit anything. This is the good thing. I don't need to hit anything. I just randomly just throw around my my EK projectiles, and they just yeah, just chain off each other and just have insane amounts of damage. Good. That was the map showcase. Let's see if we actually dropped any map. Because of explaining kind of things, I didn't even check. So we got 2 fields back, no Default Cathedral, but now this would be the fields kind of thing where I now get Default Cathedrals back, but you can also drop the Default Cathedrals in the Default Cathedrals. So many words, so much to do, so much to say. The POB of my current version is in the description below. There is going to be other updates with the upcoming farming strategies, since now I have my farmed my my Seer into the Strands, and now I'm going to work on a good budget daily strand farming, so I can farm my simulacrums, and maybe I farm my headhunter there, and once I've done that, then I want to go into simulacrums and see how that goes. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. The trees are linked in the description below, and see you on the next video.